Hello everyone, my name is Steven and I am a first year dental student. Today I want to talk about an extremely important topic, and that is why I haven't shaved my facial hair. I'm just kidding, that's absolutely not the topic. That'd be a terrible topic. What I really want to talk about today is something that we all deal with, we all struggle with, or at least have a relationship with, and that is stress. As I mentioned briefly there in the intro, I'm a first year dental student and I'm currently going through some tough times when it comes to studying. I'm spending basically every day of my life at this very desk working my butt off to try and prepare for massive exams and just so much information. So along with preparation like this comes definitely an innate stress. And stress manifests itself in many different ways, but basically today I just wanted to share some of my thoughts on stress, how it affects you, and maybe some things that you can do to not be affected so much by it, or maybe to overcome it. If you're in school like me, especially in dental school or medical school, or really anywhere, every type of school brings a certain amount of stress with it. And it's part of our job as students to learn how to manage this stress and basically just get through it so that we can perform our best in the classroom, but also stay as healthy as possible mentally. And so I just want to talk about a couple things that I think are important when it comes to managing stress, and hopefully some of these things will help you. The number one thing that I think should be mentioned on this list or in this discussion about stress is something that's really taken hold of my life, and that is exercise. Now right here I have Dr. John Ratey's Spark, and this is a book that has actually changed my life. And sneak peek, it's a book that I plan to make a video about in the very near future. So if you want to hear me talk more about this book, go ahead and subscribe, and that video will be coming very soon. But in Spark, Dr. Ratey has an entire chapter about stress, and specifically about how exercise helps us relieve stress. Physical exercise is absolutely essential to our lives, and it's one of the things that I think a lot of humans have lost through time. Earlier human populations, even going back 100 years, were just much more active than humans are now. And I think this is unfortunate because it leads to a lot of complications that would otherwise be dealt with more exercise and more movement. So understanding what's happening physiologically with your body when you exercise, you kind of are able to make the connections as to why exercise affects stress. But the entire idea is that exercise is actually a way to strengthen the cells in your body. So you have cells everywhere in your body, and you have plenty of different types of cells, but some of the cells that play a major role in this stress situation and the stress response are actually your neurons, the cells of your brain. And like I said, I want to get a lot deeper into this topic in that future video about Spark specifically. But I think for me, exercise is probably the main way that I handle stress in my everyday life. I have, in the last couple of months, become a runner. And when I say I'm a runner, I don't know exactly what that means, but I run more than probably the average person. Certainly there are people out there that run, oh my gosh, a lot. I run roughly between 60 and 90 miles a month. So that kind of gives you an idea if you're a runner. But for me, it's a fantastic way to just like alleviate and relieve the stress that builds up when you're sitting at this desk and you're trying to figure out if you're prepared enough, or if you are going to miss this on the test or miss that. And there's no other way to put it. It's just one of the best ways to handle stress. And if you're actually worried about working out and it's something that doesn't come naturally to you or is difficult, don't let it be a stressor. Let it be something that allows you to remove yourself from the stressor. So if the stressor is school, let it be something that you can get away from school with and do to enjoy. Something that I talk about a lot when I discuss this topic is taking agency in your life. So understanding that you have control over certain things in your life and you don't have as much control over others. School is one of those non-negotiables that brings us stress because we don't really have a lot of control over it. We're told what to study, and we're told that we have to know a certain amount of things, and we just kind of have to deal with it. But exercise is one of those main things that you have control over, and it's completely on your terms. So start to establish a bit of a regimen when it comes to exercise, and I promise you will see the benefits, both physically, of course, but also mentally when it comes to your mental health and your ability to cope and deal with stress. So along with exercise, I also want to talk about something that I think is really important when it comes to this topic of stress, and that is not handling it all by yourself. Support systems are extremely important, and they're the reason why people talk about your family and your friends is because family and friends are a fantastic way to relieve you from some of the issues that you're dealing with every day. At the end of every day, I call both my parents and my girlfriend to talk to them because I'm in a different city than they are. And what this allows me to do is it allows me to separate myself from the computer and from the biochemistry and histology and the morphology and all of these courses. And it allows me to go back to a place where I feel comfortable and helps me reduce the amount of stress that is causing me issues. So don't be afraid to reach out to the people in your life who are important to you, because truly at the end of the day, they want the best for you. And if they truly love you and if they're truly there for you, they will speak to you through any issues that you're having. And if you ever feel like you want to talk to somebody about school or about whatever stressors that are causing you issues, you can always message me on Instagram. I don't have a whole lot of followers right now, but I would love to help students with this because I understand the strains that stress brings you. So if that's something that you're interested in, my Instagram is steven.p.ray.dentistry, and you can just hit me up there. So make sure that you are using the people in your life who love you to help you through these moments. And if they come to you with the same moments, help them through it and try to talk through your experience with it. So I also want to talk about this aspect of stress. So stress, when it comes to school specifically, it tends to manifest itself when we feel like we have a deadline and there's a certain amount of things that we need to know or do. And we just have this creeping feeling in our mind that we're not going to finish it or we're not going to know it all. And one of the best ways to do this is to systematically approach your day. So plan out everything you do. This is literally something that I'm still trying to get better at. And as I go through dental school, I talk about this a lot, but I'm trying to change the way that I study and the way that I approach everything because it's constantly asking me to be better. And so one of the things that I'm having to do is to start scheduling things more. So by scheduling, every day or scheduling my lecture schedule, I'm not sitting there having to spend, the activation energy and the thought process of, what do I need to do or how many lectures do I need to do to be on time for this test, or how many cards do I need to make, or any of that. It's all planned out. So by planning out your days and your weeks and months, you reduce the stress of some of the administrative aspects of school. And this means that you're going to deal with less stress every day because you're going to have everything planned out and there's just like this big chunk of obligation that you've already finished. So sitting down before you start to do anything and planning everything out is fantastic, and it's a great way to remove some of those aspects of stress that come with just feeling unprepared. And the last thing that I really want to talk about is be proud of yourself, okay? Like, you are in this position in life, and I don't want to sound like a corny, motivational speaker, but you're in this position in life, there's something that's bringing you stress, but that's a good thing because that means you're succeeding at something. So try to take a step back and remove yourself from some of the emotions that you feel when you are confronted with stress, and just try to recognize that what you're doing, if as long as you're following the law, and if you're religious, you're following God, what you're doing is commendable, and you should reward yourself for that. So don't let stress get you down, and just understand that if you continue to work hard, you will see the benefits that come to you in life. Keep studying, keep working hard, do not get discouraged, and try to just take a deep breath and let the stress be relieved from you, because it's only going to bring you down and it's not going to help you at all. Just the other night, I had some trouble sleeping because I was stressed out about the upcoming exam. And it happens. It happens to everybody. It happens to me a lot. It's just part of it. But at the end of the day, I have to recognize that I'm working very hard and I'm doing my very best to succeed. And that's really all that anybody could ask of me. So guys, I hope that you enjoyed this video and that you got something from it. It's a little bit different from my typical style of video. It was a bit deeper, and I hope that you just were able to take at least one point from it and think, okay, maybe I can apply that to my life, and that'll help me out a bit. I understand more and more every day how difficult experiences like dental school or med school can be, because it really is tough to do what I and a lot of other people in the country and in the world are doing. But guess what? It only gets tougher, because once we're out of all of this time spent studying at a desk, we're actually out in the world working and making an impact on other people's lives, and that's when the true work starts. So if you enjoyed this video and you would like to see more, I'll have some videos linked here on the screen that you can go check out, some of the stuff that I've already made. But please consider subscribing to this YouTube channel because I have a lot of ideas and a lot of things that I want to make in the very near future. I took a big break from YouTube this year, but it's something that I really want to get back to because it's a creative outlet for me that I really enjoy and that helps me relieve a little bit of stress every once in a while. So thank you guys as always. And this, by the way, coming off, I'm getting rid of this. So yeah, this was like the playoff push for the test, this little facial hair situation going on. But anybody that knows me, and all of you because you're looking at me, can tell that I can't grow facial hair very well. But yeah, guys, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and follow the Instagram. Yep, and stay tuned. There's a whole lot of good stuff coming in the very near future. Thank you guys as always, and I will see you soon.